Hey up. In every zombie apocalypse, there's always a group of people who say, why didn't they nuke the zone? Or something to that effect. Well, I've created a Fallout-inspired challenge to ride the dying hype, to answer the burning question of what would happen if the US military nuked Knox County to contain the zombie infection. Well, it failed, and 1 year later, the zone is plagued with radiation and sprinting zombies. But somewhere out there in the wastes is an experimental suit of power armor, which could change everything. So, after 1 year isolated in a bunker, can I survive the nuclear wasteland as the weakest character? Our name is Isaac Tope, a brainy boy known more for his cognitive abilities than his physical feats. Traits such as big, wrinkled brain. And, well, they're all kinda negative from here. He's weak, unfit, and very underweight from his year in isolation. He's cowardly and terrible with weapons. But that brain has gotten us this far in life, and made us the only survivor in the zone, possibly the world. While we start with no skills, we do have some basic supplies. Disinfectant alcohol wipes, since wound infections can kill us, a basic Geiger counter for detecting radiation, some bandages, batteries, and potassium iodide, which is used to reduce the rads we take. The generator has about 2 days of fuel left. More if we use it sparingly, less if we use it to refrigerate and cook. So yeah, the best thing we can do is exercise. 0 strength is bad, but 0 fitness is miserable. The sooner we hit level 1, the better. But we can't stay here and exercise all day. We've only got a tin of beef and a single bottle of water left, and we're already getting thirsty from the heat of summer. It's, Jesus, 32 degrees at 3 in the morning. We'll head out in the morning. When we wake up, we're still out of breath. Oh, this is going to be miserable. Anyway, I rip off the metal pipe from the wall, turn off the generator, and take my first tentative steps outside. The Geiger tells us that this area is safe. That's good. A short walk away is a pond. If we get a cooking pot, we can boil this for safe drinking water. There's no fish though. It's way too warm out, so I leave some items by the pond. I'm loath to lose the protection, but until we can boil water, it's a precious commodity. Not too long later, we come across the outermost suburb of Muldra, and with it, our first zombie. Even while we're still healthy, not starving or dying of radiation sickness, killing zombies is a huge pain. Our first stop is Cortman Medical. We're going to need plenty of radiation meds, as well as disinfectant and antibiotics to combat infection. Although, on the way, we enter a zone of radiation. Luckily, it's the weakest possible zone, so as long as we don't stay too long, we should be fine. Oh, come on, just fall over. I hate being weak. We reach Cortman Medical and clear out the immediate zombies. The quicker we do this, the better. Okay, so we get 1 iodine tablet. Plenty of meds. That's good. Disinfectant, we need that. We need an oxygen tank later on, not right now. We get 1. We got 1? Is that it? Oh, okay, here we go. 2 tablets. Okay, we got... how many? 3 tablets. That's enough for maybe 3 days. Next is food. We head upstairs, dealing with a very awkward zombie on the way. Come on, I'm getting irradiated here. You know what? I'm too weak. We find a can opener, but no food. There is water in the sink, but it's all tainted. We can drink it if we get desperate, but we have to be careful, as radiation sickness stacks with food sickness. Heading over to the store next door, we're still getting irradiated. Although we do come across a zombie with a bag. That's pretty huge. But before we can celebrate, we're hit with an anomalous storm. This is going to blast us with radioactive burns if we get caught outside in it. But we're still inside the radioactive zone. We're just eating up rads the more we stay here. And we're completely over-encumbered because we're so weak. We can barely carry a single water ball. After grabbing all the food and stuffing everything into the bag, I make a run for it. Well, it's hardly a run. I speed walk about 1 house down before becoming completely exhausted. We're just going to have to shelter in the nearest house and hope we don't soak up too many rads. A zombie follows me in, and I get him down, before confirming that the house isn't a hot zone, and the storm starts in earnest as we're dealing with the zombies upstairs. Oh my god, just fucking hell, just die! Are you seeing how debilitating this is? All we can do is wait, so I take stock of the food we got. It's not much, but it's plenty for the short term. Enough to start gaining weight, at least. And a blissfully brief beat later, the storm ends. Until we get a better Geiger, we can't see how many rads we took. But judging by the lack of symptoms, we shouldn't be too bad. Despite resting the whole time, we're still completely exhausted. It's going to be a painfully slow walk home. Lucky for us, it's completely uneventful. I doubt we could kill even 2 zombies right now, let alone any sprinters. Once we're home, and our immediate short-term needs are met, I make a to-do list. We need cooking utensils, to level our fitness and strength, we need a mask, weapons, and a long-term way to boil water. So, after attempting to balance my inventory so I'm not breaking a bone with every step, I sleep. Without starvation nipping at our heels, I have a moment to think. We need everything. The first priorities are sterilized water and sterilized bandages. Wound infections at the end of the world are deadly. There are antibiotics to be found, but let's be honest. How many times do we rip up clothes from literal corpses and put them on open wounds like it's nothing? Anyway, there was a propane grill on one of the houses I passed on the way to Cortman Medical, which can solve both problems, so it's a no-brainer. Grill in hand, we check out the nearby shed, getting our first real weapon, a hammer. Things are looking much better today. I still need a way to measure the radiation I've absorbed. We could craft a body detector, but we'd need to find the recipe, plus another level in electrical. Hopefully we can just find a detector with that function. Before you know it, we're home and setting up the grill. I'm glad it's quiet today. But, rather than rest on my laurels, I head off to the southern warehouses. I start getting sick, reminding me to turn on my Geiger. I'm not sure if it's an early radiation sickness symptom, or something like dirty water, but we should be fine. I just can't fight the smallest of groups. I have to use my brain. We can try pushing them over. A downed zombie is easy to crit in the head, but I can't even push them over reliably. By the time we take out 2, even more have closed in. Another strategy then. Windows put them on the ground for you. We just need to stop them from getting up. Easy. One of these guys had a gun. It's too heavy to carry, but I'll put it somewhere safe for later. You never know. Back to the road, and it's more of the same. We're a long way off of being able to fight with any confidence, but isolated fights of no more than 2 at a time, we can just about get away with. Trailer parks aren't exactly loaded with loot, but it's worth checking, and with our carry weight of 5, we're immediately over-encumbered. Heading further in, we're quickly pushed back out by an embarrassingly small amount of zombies, and forced to change strategies. I head back for the gun. It has 3 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. Enough for 4 zombies. Maybe more if I got collateral, but that's not the point. I'm not even sure if I could hit one if I wanted to. What I can do, however, is make a hell of a lot of noise. So I head back, right into the middle of the mall, and shoot. Oh shit, I actually hit him. Okay, now we start pulling them away. They're too stupid to do anything but follow you until they lose you. So we get as far as we can, then fire the last round. Now we drop it and fucking leg it. Ooh. Didn't expect that to take us all day. At least the trailer park, and hopefully the factories next door, will be cleared out when we return. You know, during these intense challenges, sometimes I like to go and play another game. Like the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder. How many times do I have to tell you? War Thunder is the most extensive vehicle combat game ever made, with over 2,500 tanks, planes, and helicopters, playable for free on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Climb your way through 100 years of vehicle warfare, be it modern jets or World War II tanks. There's something for every kind of player. My favourite era is post-World War II, the pinnacle of pilot skills before missiles changed everything. With vehicles modelled in excruciating detail, you can snipe an enemy crew, limp home with a hole in your left wing, or, my favourite, ammo rack an enemy for a glorious explosion. You'd expect a system this in-depth to require a NASA supercomputer, but no. I have and continue to play this heavily optimised game on a couple of old potatoes. It's no wonder 70 million players worldwide are competing in this epic PvP. The game is so immersive and realistic, it's practically preparing us for World War III. So sign up now using my link in the description or the pinned comment, whether you're new or a returning player who hasn't played for 6 months, for a massive bonus pack, including 100,000 Silver Lions, premium vehicles and account time, and more. Carrying heavy loads for 2 days has gotten us pretty close to level 1 strength, so I want to grind that out before we next head out. By doing burpees, we're training our fitness too. Nice. That didn't take long at all. Since we grabbed a cooking pot yesterday, we can boil water in the grill. So we head out to collect some— Oh fuck! They fucking followed us home?! I get inside and catch my breath. Oh, I didn't mention this challenge has sprinters? During the day there's a very small amount of sprinters, just enough to keep you on your toes. But during the night and during fog, there are 65% sprinters. Alright, we gotta deal with this. Fighting in the forest is not really ideal, but when it comes to sprinters, it could allow us to kill them one by one without being spotted. I have no idea how many followed us. My best bet is to shout. I can always run back into the woods if it gets sketchy, but thankfully, none come. Another zombie. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to let my guard down by the bunker again. I fill up the bottles with water and head back to sterilise them. While the water is boiling, we can clean and sterilise rags. This will increase the chance of surviving a wound infection massively, but we'll need enough of them to replace bandages that go bloody. I haven't even mentioned the flesh-melting symptoms of high rad zones. They won't kill you, but the wound infections you get as a result definitely will. It's a horrible way to die. I also need to be careful not to mix up the clean and dirty water. Drinking dirty water while sick from radiation very well could kill us. But after a few hours, we have a clean supply of water to last us at least a few days. Rather than go out in the rain, I spend the rest of the day inside, exercising. The next day, I'm planning out other loot locations. Obviously we have the warehouses, but there's also the library and police station. But even closer is a self-storage. A bit harder to get in than the warehouses, but more likely to have been cleared by the gunshots. After taking some painkillers, we head out. What are the painkillers for? Life. Life is pain. The rain on the water is kind of pretty though. After emerging from the woods and heading down the road, I check some of the nearby homes. I need to be on the lookout for batteries. The Geiger eats them up like it's nothing. Alright, this is it. The self-storage. I try to sneak and stay quiet. There's too many to fight. All it takes is 2 zombies to kill me. Yeah, this area has a few too many for me to deal with on a good day, but there is a chance we could do this quietly. We have the fence. If we can just take out zombies on one side, we might be able to avoid the majority. Of course, it's just wishful thinking. We take out half a dozen before it's just too many. You have to know your limits. The best I can do is try and lure them away. Okay, maybe we can fight this time. Gas mask! That's huge. I can hear at least a dozen coming. I gotta leave. I try fighting at the fence, but I'm tired. Better to live and fight another day. I've already pushed my luck as it is. The gas mask is a huge find though. It reduces the rads we take by about 70%. Paired with iodide, it gives us massive resistance. We leave with a full backpack. That's a good feeling. Sure, it's nothing game-changing, but we conquered this place. It's like our first real win. So, I haven't really spoken about the weight situation. We're finding enough to not die to starvation, but not enough to gain weight. In these kind of challenges, and I know most of you are guilty of this, we tend to feed our characters absolute shite. For example, we've got this bag of dry rice. Normally I would just inhale the whole bag, uncooked. We really ought to be treating our survivors better. I want to, for as long as is possible, hang on to my humanity. You really telling me that you'd start munching on a bag of dry rice the moment the apocalypse comes? At least soak it in water overnight, you savage. Anyway, all of that is to say, we ate the whole bag of rice. We just cooked it first. We also added a little olive oil. No, don't you dare try and tell me that you would drink olive oil during the apocalypse. But by the end of it, we are gaining weight. Let the gains begin! One thing I completely skipped over is foraging. I'd found some tree branches and chipped stones that I made into spears. Like me, they're incredibly fragile, but if used right, they're a magnificent weapon. Why don't I give you an example? It might not look like much, especially with that whiff at the end, but spears have a neat mechanic where they have a pretty high chance to insta-kill any zombie that has about a 2-tile gap to the next zombie. They also have a ludicrously high crit rate, with crits usually being a straight up kill. Anyway, all my yapping is drawn in the locals. We'll have to skirt around. However, the observant among you may have noticed that I've not turned on my Geiger, and this road ends up being incredibly radioactive. It only takes a few moments for the symptoms to start. This is a really fucking bad sign. I just took a lethal dose of radiation. Soon, my skin will start to fall off, leaving open wounds prone to infection, and I'll be so exhausted I can barely walk. I need to get home, now! We're on the verge of collapse when we make it back. I know I'm a moodle collector, but this is a lot, even for me. I get the generator on, cook some rice, disinfect my wounds, and pray that it's enough. As if the world is spiting us, we're hit with another anomalous storm. Don't give up. Set yourself a simple task and focus solely on that. You'll be okay. Radiation sickness is thirsty business. Let's just call it flushing as much radiation out of the body by drinking copious amounts of water. All that is to say, we've run out of water and need to go out and boil some more. We're gonna be okay. The iodide definitely saved us there. We're not entirely in the clear. We still have a bad cold, meaning we'll be sneezing, attracting zombies wherever we go, and we also still get bouts of pain. But we're out of food. The cold won't go away unless we're fed, so... Four hits to kill. Okay, good to know. Yeah, everywhere I go, I'm gonna bring the whole block down on me. This cold is getting in the way of everything. Oh, that's an unintended feature. That's a smart zombie. They can open doors. Didn't even know we had those. Good to know. We're able to finally loot the rest of the self-storage, finding, most notably, a barbell and some winter clothing. Oh, and by some extreme luck, the moment I turn on foraging, I find some toilet paper. While I furiously make a Reddit post asking if this is a reference to COVID, I'll explain why this is lucky. Tissues, and to a greater degree toilet paper, can be equipped to muffle the sound of sneezing, meaning we can operate without pulling the town down on us for a bit. Anyway, we head home without incident. Alright, let's get to it. We head straight up into town, until our sneezing draws in too many. I equip the toilet paper, ready to take them out without drawing in more, and it's run out. For fuck's sake. I'm making a Reddit post about— well, we're stuck with this cold. A bit aimlessly, I end up at the trailer park again. We find some food, so it's not entirely pointless. I really should have lost this cold by now, so extra food should help us finally put it to bed. Although, we get cornered as a result. Yeah, I was never worried. Holy shit, the cold is gone! And it's right back. Screw it. I'm just gonna kill them all. Huh, that was kinda easy? We're at the factory now. Look at us. I just can't help killing zombies, can I? Yeah, all that fighting just got rid of the cold. I just had to get up. Oh, it's back. Oh my god, are you kidding? Well, we did find a trolley in the process. Though it'd be nice if we weren't literally too weak to push a fucking empty trolley. We found a good amount of random stuff. I mean, we get some axes, which are great weapons, but yeah. We're kind of biding our time until we get stronger and fitter. If we're ever going to get to Louisville, and to that power armor, we're going to have to be way stronger. Oh, shit, look at the time. It's going to be sprinters soon. It's probably best that I just leave the trolley and run. Good thing I did too. We get back at exactly 11. We wake up to another storm. Are we ever going to catch a break? After it passes, we head out. Honestly, it was never my intent to stay here. The bunker was supposed to be just the start point, but it's nigh impossible to make any real progress in just a day, so yeah, we're kind of forced to. Oh yeah, we also got a garden fork. Easily the best weapon in the game. While everyone's whining about axe versus crowbar, the garden fork is just getting on with it and mowing down entire hordes like it's nothing. It's essentially a high durability spear. Anyway, we retrieve the trolley and bring it home. Trolleys are usually great because they have a 100% weight reduction, meaning everything you put in them doesn't weigh anything. The downside is that you can't fight, and it weighs a ton on its own. But we're so weak that the trolley on its own always over-encumbers us. It's still absolutely worth it though. We spend the rest of the day exercising. The chances of us finding a working car are extremely slim. I tried to make it impossible, but there's always a chance. I'm trying to work my way up to the library, but there's just so many. With the spear, we do stand a real chance, but do I even need to say it? Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Isn't it funny? It's always when you feel in control do you really realize you were never in control, and that death comes from the smallest misstep. In my defense, what I could see was a lot darker. I couldn't really see the table in the corner, so, I mean, maybe I'm a bit salty, maybe a bit of a skill issue. Alright, let's give this another go. Heading straight out, I found a pot in the first house, as well as a load of other useful little bits that I drop at the edge of the woods. Then, it's straight to Corpman Medical. Why do I look like a stripper? Okay, the hard hat is literally causing us to be over-encumbered. Enough distractions. We arrive at Corpman and take everything we can. Bandages, beta blockers, a blood test kit, painkillers, iodide, Indraline, antidepressants. Oh my god, a gas mask. Alright, let's bounce. Kinda regretting bringing all these zombies though. Despite not getting caught in a storm, we somehow spent longer in this low rad zone, meaning we already have a cold. But it's a better start regardless. I pick up the loot we left, and head home. We need to stay fed and hydrated to get rid of this cold. So, once again, we boil some water, disinfect some rags, eat, and get back on the grind. We get hit with a storm, which gives us a burn because technically this isn't a room. I got really lucky that we didn't get irradiated on the first run. And this is probably why we haven't been dying to the indoor generator. I was just pretending that the pipes next to it were its exhaust. I wonder how many people have already commented, why isn't he dying to the generator fumes? I bet they didn't even watch this far. Hey, leave a like and subscribe if you got this far. Anywho, the next day, we're ready to head out. We get extremely lucky this time with a random camping event, netting us some food and the best bag in the game. We steal one of the tents, and level foraging while hauling it home. Instead of heading back out, I just get back on the grind, hitting level 1 fitness in the late evening. Lab coat on, we head out. For real this time. We still have the cold though. I think it's because the room doesn't count as indoors. I was under the impression that you just had to be warm, fed, and watered to lose a cold, but you might also have to be indoors. The burn we got is going to take a long time to heal. I need to keep disinfecting it to make sure it doesn't get infected. Foraging is also really lucrative this time around. So much so that we have to turn around and make some spears with what we found. Without the backpack, it'd be cripplingly heavy. But we can carry 2 spears in our bag, plus 1 on our back. But all of that becomes irrelevant when we find the fireplace poker.
Pretty slick, huh?
This legendary weapon was crafted by the finest ironmongers, with skills passed down through generations. Or at least, that's what I think, because it's fucking insane. Holy. I know it was on the ground, but one hitting right off the bat? Yeah, man. This thing is seriously overpowered for no reason. It is really short range, but it has insane knockdown, hitting most zombies to the ground in one hit. Naturally, an overpowered weapon like this enables us to take on hordes. However, after only one, it's almost broken. It's okay, I can't let that kind of power corrupt me anyway. And right as I'm about to commit to the next fight, brimming with confidence, it breaks. Back to the spears, and before long, my last weapon, a hunting knife. You saw it a little on day one with the screwdriver, but knives are a bit like spears in that they can insta-kill zombies, which is great for a weak little manlet like us. It does, however, only insta-kill if no other zombies can see you, so its use is very limited, and makes it very easy to get overwhelmed. We retreat to the oh-so-familiar cabin, and begin to lose the cold. Rather than risk going out and having the cold come back, I spent some time waiting and disassembling. Here's a good example of the knife. I walk into this zombie. If you push them, that means another zombie can see you. If you don't push, it means you can insta-kill it. Ooh, yeah, that's something to watch out for. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it feels like when you wait for a zombie to finish its staggering animation and then stab, you're more likely to get the insta-kill. But I rarely use knives as a primary, so I could be wrong. Either way, it got me lacerated. Gotta be careful. Could have easily been a bite. Okay, we're situated. What's the plan? We still need to get to the warehouses for weapons and tools, whilst at the same time leveling fitness and strength and gaining weight. But more long term, I want to go to the police station. Like, for real this time. So the loose goal is to start carving a path in that direction. After hitting level 1 strength, make some spears, and head out. I take a weird route through the woods, bringing us out at the rusty rifle. Inside, there's still some scraps of loot left. A couple bags of crisps, booze, all good calories. One of the zombies had a weird police baton, but I get ambushed before I can figure it out. We also got a gun, which we're surprisingly effective with. Hopefully that'll draw a good amount of them down here, since we don't have to come back. Making our escape, we come across some police cars. Unfortunately, I'm too tired to fight. Even putting away everything in my inventory and using the spears doesn't get me very far. Eventually, we're able to rest and try again, but sadly we're only rewarded with medical supplies and more zombies. After spending 5 hours just to deal with a few zombies, I take to the woods instead of taking on any more.
No. No. Are you kidding?
I get a bit lost coming in from this angle, so I made sure to add a home symbol when I got in. I finished the day with some wine and exercise. With the warehouses hopefully cleared by the gunshots, I head back. The path I take goes through the old irradiated patch. It must have been a random zone, since it's not here this time. So, this baton. You can switch how you hold it. One of the grips seems to be a spear grip, which also seems to carry the stats of a spear, namely the crits and the insta-kills. And people try and tell me that Breeders isn't overpowered. You know what? 2 days of fighting, I'm exhausted, and about to start starving to death. And honestly, we barely made a dent. I grab my trolley of loot and start heading home. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna have to hunker down and let the storm pass. Hopefully one of the trailers has some food in so we don't starve to death. Never fucking mind. I guess I'll just fucking starve then. I retreat back to one of the cleared trailers, but they follow me. Nah, I'm not dying here. I retreat to the last trailer, hoping I've managed to sneak away. But of course they follow. I try catching my breath, but I'm too tired. Hopefully, it's just the one. I sit by the bed, thinking I've made myself a little safer. But no, all I've done is trap myself.
Oh no! I've made a terrible mistake. Oh fuck, okay. How could I have been so foolish? Die!
Fuck me. I'm in no shape to fight.
I need to make a call here. Risk going home with 0 stamina while tired? And it's about to be sprinters. No, I've got to stay here. It's not a safe room in here, though. I have to sleep. It's the only way. I won't die overnight. I'll just be very weak in the morning.
It's gonna hurt to sleep through starvation, but it's my only choice. I pray that I don't get ambushed. We got lucky and none came. We're about half dead to starvation. As much as I want to rush out, I have to take it slow. The windows and the door of the trailer are my strongest tool, so I use them, then start making my way to the last unlooted trailers for food. I find a can of carrots, but hear me out, I don't eat them straight away because I don't have a can opener, meaning I could cut my hand. If I cut my right hand, it's going to make my life miserable. Unfortunately, disaster awaits.
Okay. Hopefully we'll get something we can just eat. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck! Don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. No! You know what? I think I'll settle for those carrots.
I just need to grab the trolley and go home. I sort the loot, have a nap, then prepare the biggest of meals. The next day, I'm feeling good. We're gaining weight, good amount of supplies, we're getting stronger. I spend the day just maximizing what I have. Feeling strong, I head out. The exercise fatigue is definitely hurting us, but it'll go away soon. We're soon back at the warehouses, ready to work on the woods, but decide it's too dangerous. It hurts to walk away from, sunk cost fallacy and all that, but the woods are just too dangerous to risk. Instead, if we head down the road, past the rusty rifle and around, we'll probably have to deal with more zombies, but we can see them before they're onto us. But it seems like the game wanted to make an example of us regardless. There is one thing we can do, but I need a saw. I don't really know how much time I have, so I run back to the warehouse, almost getting bit again trying to grab a saw, and do the only thing I could have. Sadly, all the bandages were in the trolley. I rip up my shirt, but putting dirty bandages on the wounds seals our fate. For clarity's sake, we died here, but I wanted to see if we could have survived, so I pull some cereal out of my ass and head home. The well-fed healing keeps us alive, but even eating all of our supplies at home, disinfecting and replacing bandages, using every trick I know, there's no way we could have survived the wound infections.
That's what I was trying to do. If it would have let me sleep, I'd have been fine. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd have never made it back. There's no way. I wouldn't have survived.
Well, what if we start with power armor, but only one fusion core, so the challenge becomes about finding fusion cores rather than the power armor itself. When you put a fusion core into the armor, it boosts your strength, fitness, and sprinting to level 10, and nimble to level 4, whilst also giving you massive protection. Now, I've tweaked this a lot, since the armor would break and the mod is a bit wonky. I also tweaked brutal handwork to do massive damage so we can punch zombies. But underneath, well, we can't change the fact that we are unfathomably weak. This time, we start in a storm, and have to sprint to safety, which brings up the next feature of the armor. You don't get tired or exhausted. It's so ludicrously overpowered. But while the armor also acts as a hazmat suit, we're still vulnerable to the storm. Making it to safety is one thing, but each core only lasts about 16 hours, so I need to use it sparingly. It's hard to describe how powerful this makes you feel. We get the usual medical supplies, then head straight for the warehouse, hoping for fusion cores. When we get there, we get plenty of random bits, but not a single fusion core, and we're already down to about 65%. Honestly though, that was the last thing on my mind. I was reveling in the power. And still, no fusion cores. Well, still having a power trip, I head straight for the police station. Fusion cores be damned. The station is massively irradiated. I'm gonna need a key, otherwise I'll get radiation sickness. Fuck it. I'm sure there'll be a zombie inside with a key. Yes! Oh, my fucking right hand. Oh, there's barely anything. The shotgun's good, but whatever. I need to get out of here. We're getting microwaved. Fuck, I got seriously irradiated in there. I've got Indraline from Cortman Medical. It'll save us, but it's not going to get rid of the symptoms. But we have a bigger problem. The fusion core is down to 30%, and the only other place to find them is at the other end of town. I've got to run.
5%. Oh, we're not gonna make it. Fuck! I have a cold. I need to clear out the area before the core runs out. There's no way I can take these on without it. Oh, we're so close. I can sneak over the rest of the way if I'm careful. I leave the armor and my supplies. We can totally do this. Oh no. Oh fuck, it's 11 PM. Sprinters! Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 you wouldn't. It's over. 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 Fuck me! This is not fair! I thought maybe I should make a run for it, but they were at the door and it was too late. It was too late. I go again. This time rushing straight for the north warehouse after Cortman, but die a gruesome death being dogpiled in the armor. Okay, here we go. I can take... Yeah, here we go. They do trip on each other. Okay, they can't... I can maybe get out of this. Run. Let me run. Let me run. You guys can see more than me. I need to fix... Oh god, here we go. Oh god. I don't think we're getting out of this one. And again, being more mindful of time, we still get dogpiled. There was more than one sprinter. Where is he? There he is. Oh, I fucking whiffed that one. No, get off me. 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 And finally, we get a good run, where we find some fusion cores, sleep in a bar, kill half the town before stupidly sleeping next to a pile of corpses and dying to corpse sickness. Well, there was also one last run with the traits mod, because I knew there was an extremely broken synergy just waiting to be exploited. Alright, that was pretty fun. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to sign up using my link for epic rewards, including Silver Lions, premium account time, and more. And of course, thanks to all the patrons and channel members. Oh, while you're here, next video is going to be killing all the zombies in Louisville. Should I use a more balanced version of the power armor in that? Okay, bye.